Getting your offer accepted on a home in today's competitive seller's market can be tough. Today, we're going to dig into the escalation clause as a potential tool for getting your offer accepted. So let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. I'm Bryn and I'm a real estate agent here in Eugene, Oregon. Today we're talking about the escalation clause as a tool that you can use in a competitive housing market. At this point, home mortgage rates continue to be super low, and there are a number of people looking for homes to purchase. It's more than likely that if you make an offer on a home right now, you'll be in a multiple offer situation. One of the ways that you can make your offer stand out is by adding an escalation clause. So what is an escalation clause and how does it work? The escalation clause is verbiage that your real estate agent adds into your purchase offer that states that you, as the buyer, are willing to go over the highest offer made on that home by X dollars up to a maximum of X dollars. The first thing to consider is how badly you want the home. What is the price that you would be comfortable paying should your offer be escalated and accepted? Depending on the answers to these questions, you'll know if adding the escalation language to the offer feels right for you. Here's an example of an escalation clause. In the event the sellers receive multiple offers, buyer will pay $1,150 over the highest net offer up to a maximum price of $295,700. In the event this escalation clause is exercised, seller to provide copy of valid competing offer with proof of funds or pre-approval letter. In this scenario, the initial offer is the asking price of $275,000, and the buyer will go all the way up to $295,700 should there be a higher offer. So let's break this down into parts. First, let's state the obvious. The escalation can only be exercised if there are, in fact, multiple offers. It's okay to use the escalation clause as a preemptive measure when other offers are expected but are not yet in hand. Next, let's look at this part. Buyer will pay $1,150 over the highest net offer up to a maximum price of $295,700. Obviously, this is just an example, but I would recommend making the escalation increment, in this case, $1,150, a different dollar amount than $1,000 or $500. Sometimes making it an odd amount can work in your favor in making your offer stand out. Next, let's break down over the highest net offer. What does that mean? Another offer could come in at $285,000. But if that buyer is asking for the seller to pay $5,000 towards their closing costs, then the actual net offer is $280,000. Therefore, in this scenario, your escalated offer would be against $280,000, not $285,000. That's an important distinction that can cost you thousands if net offer is not included in the escalation clause verbiage. Next, let's look at the maximum purchase price of $295,700. It's not a requirement, but I like to make sure that the maximum price for the offers that I write is a multiple of the escalation increment. In this case, $1,150 can be added 18 times into the maximum amount. It makes it cleaner and easier for the seller to review it. And lastly, let's check out the final verbiage. In the event this escalation clause is exercised, seller to provide copy of valid competing offer with proof of funds or pre-approval letter. This is a very important piece of the offer. Not only will the listing agent need to provide a copy of the highest offer with the confidential information blacked out, of course, but a copy of the proof of funds or pre-approval letter is imperative. If you, as the buyer, are expected to pay top dollar for the home, you'll want to make sure that the price is being driven up by a legitimate offer. There are several ways of wording escalation clauses, but I have found that this verbiage can be clear and concise. More words don't always make it better. I hope you found this information helpful. If you want more information on the home buying process in general, please make sure to check out my playlist about it right here. If you have any questions for me, you can call, email, or leave a message down below. I work hard to stay connected. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel and join me for my next video. Thanks so much for watching.